Hey everybody, it's Steve Schirmer here from the Golf Gambling Podcast, giving you my official one and done picks for the 2023 Players Championship. Obviously, this is a big week, big money week, $25 million purse, $4.5 million to the winner. Very important that you get this one and done pick right, especially in all these elevated events. Otherwise, you're going to fall back and the leaderboard. It's going to be hard to catch up then. So, I'll go over a couple of picks of mine or a little bit honorable mention, and then I'll get my official pick right at the end. So let's start right at the top. Why don't we, you probably have used a couple of the big guns by now, but if you haven't used one by now, I kind of like Jon Rahm this week. And I understand what happened last week was really frustrating for anybody who had him at Bay Hill. He lost 7 strokes off the tee. Everything else was fine, though. He gained with the approach shots. Around the green was fine. Putting was good, too. I made mention last night in my podcast on the DFS show that I think Sawgrass is going to fit him this week because, yes, he's been having a lot of trouble with the driver, but he's been doing a really good job hitting a lot of right to left shots with a long iron and a driver. And that's very important at TPC Sawgrass. You got to be able to hit the ball both ways. You don't have to use driver a whole lot at that golf course. The fact that he has a really lethal right to left shot off the tee is a really good thing. And that's why he's been so good driving at TPC Sawgrass in his career. Obviously, he's got the T9 there. He's got a T12 as well when he was in final group. So I think people might be a little sour on Jon Rahm this week. I'm not. I think he's going to do very well and have another good showing at TPC Sawgrass. So if you want to use him for one and done, that's a good pick. How about Will Zalatoris? This is another guy I considered this week. Didn't show very well last week either. Hit the ball okay. His problems were kind of around the green with his putter. But he's won TPC Southwind before. Last year at the FedEx St. Jude. There's not much difference between that and TPC Sawgrass, to be completely honest. A lot of it is a plotter's golf course, kind of target golf. Everything's right out in front of you. A lot of water you got to avoid too. That's kind of like what Sawgrass offers you this week. He was 3 back heading into the final round last year. Didn't have a great Sunday, but he's shown that he can do very well. TPC Sawgrass drives the ball really well there. Obviously, maybe it's a little bit left to be desired with the iron play so far coming back from the back injury. But he's shown some flashes. He had a really good finish at Riviera where the irons were there. It's close. And I think if you can win a TPC Southwind, you could probably, win the Players Championship. There's a little bit of a crossover between some of the guys who've done very well there and some of the guys who've done very well at Sawgrass. So that's another viable pick for one and done. How about Tyrrell Hatton? I think he's going to be very popular. If people want to skip the top tier of the board this week, I think Tyrrell Hatton is probably a default choice. And there's a lot to like about him. He's been driving the ball really good. Last year he was really struggling to hit fairways. You can see that in the strokes gain numbers. He's hidden more fairways. He's actually added some distance as well. The iron play has been very good, and it shows in the results. He finished T4 last week at Bay Hill, T6 at Phoenix Open, T7 in Abu Dhabi. Last year at the Players Championship, it was a T13 finish, but he was right in the mix, and it's a little misleading looking at that final result because he took a very aggressive shot on 17, hit it in the water. Otherwise, that might have been, I think, like a top 5 finish there for him. So I think Tyrrell Hatton, he might be a little popular, but I think he's going to show well again and do very well, after following up a very good performance at Bay Hill. But my official pick is going to be Viktor Hovland. I just like what I saw of him last week. Obviously, the Sunday was frustrating, but it was a little bit of bad luck what happened with the bunker on 8, getting that plug live, which everybody was getting. There's not a whole lot he could have really done with it. Just kind of a flat day for him. Obviously, the approach shot in the 16 was really painful. Bit of a choke job there. But, you look back last year, he was great at TPC Sawgrass, gained a lot of strokes ball striking. Historically, drove it very well at this tournament in his career. And I think it's going to be really important considering they've grown out the rough at TPC Sawgrass. I think that's going to make it a little more uncomfortable for guys who are not, they don't really enjoy maybe the visuals off the tee. I think a guy who, has excelled off the tee like that, and Viktor Hovland might be pretty good for that. And I have a little bit more advantage, especially with how great of a driver he is, hitting a lot of fairways with his distance. Obviously the iron play is great. I think he's going to do very well this week. I think he's very live to win, add another win to his resume. The first major, big boy win to the resume. He definitely needs it. Maybe he's got a chip on his shoulder after what happened last week. That's 2 straight Bay Hills in a row. He probably could have won. I also noticed as well that, I'm expecting the greens to be kind of firm, at least to start the week. It seems like there's going to be a little bit of wind tomorrow with a lot of sunshine. There was a lot of sunshine today. They got a little bit of rain last week, but that's going to dry out the greens pretty quick. They're going to play firm. Maybe some softer fairways. Reminds me a little bit of what we saw in 2021. And that year, ball striking was very important to separating yourself in, on the leaderboard and contributing to your total strokes gain. And obviously, Victor Hovland's an excellent ball striker. So he's my official one and done pick for the 2023 Players Championship. Hopefully, he can get a win or second place finish to keep adding more money to my total. And with that, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the Golf Gambling Podcast. Give us a rate and review, and check out all our content every single week for every PGA Tour event. So with that, good luck in your one and done contest for the 2023 Players Championship.